Welcome to Game Concise. Once again, we're going to have one of those episodes that's out here and not anything to do with video games, but I've decided that it's, you know what, life is a game. And what are we going to make this video about? Well, you can check in here. We found a little toad. The old kiddo and we decided we'd keep him for a little while before setting him free. He's a wee little baby in there. We've been feeding him. Got these flightless little fruit flies that fly around in here and make more of themselves, and he eats those just fine. So that's not what the video is about. We just went on a camping trip, took a nice little bit of hiking and stuff, and picked up a bunch of the old geodes, if you know what I'm saying. And they're like these rocks. If you don't know what geodes are, Google them. But I got a bunch of them. I'm gonna clean them up. I like to consult the wizard occasionally. Oh, great and powerful wizard, shall we clean up them geodes and make a video?
Excellent question. It's not in the cards.
Well, we're going to do it anyway. So we'll just walk on out here. I've already done a few of the big ones. We got more of them than you could shake a stick at, really. Got a bag load right there. Some more in there. A couple of them here. A few sitting on the ground. A couple I was getting ready to do. I went and borrowed this little power washer from my friend. It's a little electric one. It's not anything special, but it does the trick. Here's some of the bigger ones that I've already kind of cleaned up, and we'll take a look at those a little bit later. But these here need a good zhuzh. There's one right there that I did earlier too. You just hike around in the creeks and stuff, and in the creek beds, in the sedimentary rocks and the igneous rocks, and it forms little earth eggs, so you can break them open and they got crystals inside and other things inside. We'll take a closer look a little later. Let me get to washing some of these. Probably gonna get splashed a bit on there, and if it does, sorry, but I don't really care. Well, that one actually broke off a few little pieces of crystal there. Oopsie, a little too strong. I don't know how, it's electric, but whatever. This one's got some interesting stuff in there. We'll take a look at it later. Some of these smaller ones, they're gonna blow around all over the place while I'm trying to do them, but hopefully we can get them cleaned up. Oh, there it goes. It's made out of tons and tons of its own little fossils and stuff. Ancient seabed crap. Yes, sir. I think some of these might just be rocks. That there is an excellent specimen. Probably too much water on the lens to see it. I think it's pretty solid though. What is that game, Stardew Valley, where you get these things and you take them to the blacksmith and crack them open and you got crap inside of them? Doesn't really happen like that in real life. It's usually just quartz inside. Sometimes you'll get cool finds like what's that purple one? Amethyst inside these, and sometimes some big old slabs like that. Now this big boy here, I'm pretty sure is just solid. I don't think I'm going to be trying to crack that one open, but we'll clean her up a little. It might just be a collection of a bunch of them in rock, but you can tell there's some in there. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. A lot of these are just for the rock garden anyway. It's not really meant for anything other than to look pretty sitting outside or I got a really nice one that I'm gonna hopefully make a little stand for, and display it because it's cool. I'll show it later. Pretty nice. I think some of my worst fears might have been realized. Some of these might just be regular old rocks. That one's got, looks like it's got one in it. I don't know about some of these. I mean, the boy went camping and took a hike, and I think he just collected some cool looking rocks on top of, oh, I broke my hagstone in half. Oh well. Well, it seems the great and powerful wizard was right. My phone overheated while I was out there shooting that footage. Did you do that on purpose?
A ghost from the past says positively.
What a jerk. Anyway, got most of them cleaned up, so it'll be cool. We can. I promised I'd take a look at some of the other ones, and you know what? We'll see if we can crack one open for the kids to see. I don't know how well it'll work, but I want to show you some of the cool ones that I got, and they clean up real nice once you get all the dirt and muck off of them. Got most of them cleaned up. Got a little friend, the boy named him Totoro, out here hanging out with us today while we do this. Let's see. We'll do one just so we can see the inside and see the process there of getting them open. It's not always super easy. We'll just take this little fella here and crack him and see if we can look inside, and then we'll take a look at some of the other cool ones that I cleaned up already. There you go. You crack them and they shatter, and then you get real nice quartz crystalline structures inside there. Some of them are completely hollow when you do it, and it's like extra cool. This one here, you can see some of the stuff that's inside there is pretty interesting. Not sure what those are. I'll have to consult the old mineral book. I had a neighbor when I was a wee lad. Looks like just rust. When I was a wee lad, that his whole job, well, he was a science teacher at a high school, but then his side hustle, he would get lots of gemstones and crystals, tons and tons of geodes like this. He'd get them like shipped in, and then he'd break them open, and he'd end up with amethyst and all kinds of cool different things. And then he'd soak them in the acid to get them all nice and perfectly clean. And then he'd make little pewter structures, pewter figurines, people, horses, seals. I got one inside, I'll show you. And he'd affix them to the various halves of geodes that he'd cut open and make little scenes and sell them for money. It was pretty neat. I'd always go in his driveway, and that's where all the broken up bits were, and I'd get lots of gemstones for my rock collection when I was little. But check this bad boy out here. This is a beautiful, beautiful specimen. Very nice. There's one here where it's nice and hollow, and I cleaned it up pretty good, but like I said, the people that do this stuff for a living, they use acids and things like that, and it gets all of the non-quartz dissolved, and what you end up with is just perfect, beautiful, glistening specimens of quartz and amethyst and things like that. This big sucker here that I cracked open almost looks like it had one of its own inside of it. It's really difficult to tell what it is. I don't know if that's, I'd be pretty lucky if that was some black agate, but I'm not a gemologist or a rockologist or a stone expert or mineral expert by any means, but it is very nice. And then this here, ooh, is really cool. This is not actually a geode. This is just a nice piece of rock with some really cool fossils in it that I cleaned up. I'm actually going to take some mineral oil on this and get it coated so that it always has sort of that wet look and it brings out all the details. And we'll give it a try. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but we'll try it. Very nice. And then this one here is like extra special. This one here, I was going to make a little stand for to display, and then I was also thinking about doing it here too, because this has a geode right there, and then a big slathering of some really nice fossils right there on there. It's very, very cool. So this is a display piece for me, for certain. I love it. This kind of stuff fascinates me. I'm by no means an expert, but still cool to look at. We got some big old suckers here that'll look good in the rock garden. The wife really likes this kind of stuff. This one here I really like. You should have seen me lugging all these things out of the forest and the streams and everything. It was quite the hike. And there you go. Anyway, ooh, we got some more to crack open. The boy likes to do them. I got some that I didn't even wash. Still sitting over here in this bag. Most of them are already broken open in there, but some of them could use a cracking. And then some pieces out here. And then the extra bad part of all of this is that now that I've been sitting here spraying and cleaning those up, I've got one little spot on my driveway. It probably didn't come in very good because it's still kind of wet around it. It's like cleaned up, and now I got to do the whole driveway so it all matches. Let's go take a look at one of those pewter figurines that my neighbor used to stick on them. There's a unicorn there sitting on some amethyst, and then some seals on a little piece of fool's gold there. They're really old at this point. Some nana hair on there. That's what happens when you have a St. Bernard, folks. The hair gets everywhere. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
Like and subscribe, please.